Hello, everybody out there, internet land. Welcome back to another episode of the No Skill Podcast. As per usual, I am DJ. Joining me at the table is Dravo.
What's good, everyone? Sleepy Dravo here.
He's a sleepy dragon. And then to my right is Mikey.
Oh, sorry, I was trying to hold that burp for so long. Hi, I'm here, everybody. It's a pleasure to be back.
and at the end is Commando.
Hello, folks. I'm here too.
Oh, so Spotify, Paramount, HBO Max, New Age Netflix. Just some of the few ways we can ingest and intake some of today's media. But one of the things I wanted to gather the old men of no skill around the table today, how we got here, how it all started, the media that we had growing up from the days of Redbox, a vending machine that gives you movies, Blockbuster, the VHS. Trying to figure out how to. I lost my transition. Damn it.
Don't worry, I got you. Oh,
You
the
sure?
good old glory. Yeah, sorry, that burp was like fighting me. I almost threw up, but we're good. What DJ is trying to say, I believe, is the good old glory days of media wonder. In my opinion, the true golden era when film was actually still film, when cassettes were still around, when digital media was a thing in the very near future. Like when passion was in projects. It wasn't just, can we stream this immediately next month for $20? Gosh, I miss those days. Am I on the nail, Deej? Am I right?
Yeah.
Do I got you?
Yeah. Because one of the things that I always reminisce about and think about, because I've spoken about this candidly numerous times, especially with Dravo here. We talked about it earlier today. We've been slowly entering this age of we can't physically own anything anymore. Everything comes from an app that has some sort of streaming service attached to it, like Spotify, Apple Music, where you're not like you're listening to the music, but you don't own it. You're paying a prescription. Subscription.
No. This is my medically prescribed heavy metal and deathcore.
Hey,
Okay,
I'm just saying.
You can't take it from me.
I'm just saying, my Spotify might as well be a prescription.
Like, dude, this is my emotional support, Lorna Shore. Leave me alone.
This is my sad boy playlist. I'm allowed to play it in public.
Yeah. So, but as I was saying, we've entered an era of like, though you are listening to the music, you're paying a subscription to listen to it. Whereas I still remember the days of going to pick up a CD from the record store and even going for the back cassette tapes. You know, where if you fucked up the reel and it came out of the cassette, you had to take a fucking wooden pencil and crank that bitch to reset it.
Okay, I'm not the only one.
Oh
that
my
remembers
God,
having
you
to
know the
do
trick.
that. Yeah. I know. I was gonna say. I was about to bring that up.
Surprisingly, too.
How do you know that? What?
Because the majority of my movie and film intake from the age fucking born to like, I'd say 13 was VHS. Because my parents had they still have a huge collection of VHS tapes in a box somewhere in our garage, and there's a huge collection there. And that was where most of my movies and stuff came from, were VHS tapes. And we had a DVD player, but most of that was built over time, which now that huge collection has gone from VHS to huge DVD collection. Because my mom is a movie geek, and she loves collecting movies.
What's up?
And again, that's just like the physical forms of media that we had. We'll start at the bare bones basics, like the cassette tapes and VHS tapes. I swear to God, if I had to describe to any of you what a VHS tape is, I'm going to cry.
They don't know what a floppy disk is.
Oh, I just sent my ID card to the no skill text, so when y'all see that, just appreciate that I am about that life.
Oh my God.
Damn. You know what?
Yeah, so like,
good on you, sir.
Thank you.
But something as simple as the VHS tape, it was just a square black tape that had a black reel in it that contained a whole ass movie. Through some form of voodoo magic, you put it inside this other little box that plays it on your TV, and it just mystically, magically worked. I still don't know how it works, and I'm an old man now. Actually, you know what? We're gonna go around the This is gonna be a lot harder than I thought. I'm already wanting to die inside that I'm talking about this.
Okay. Your
So-
deal.
I know. So I want to go around. What was y'all's favorite VHS movie growing up? I don't care if it's a Disney movie or
Oh my
whatever
god.
the fuck. I want to get a ballpark of what I'm dealing with here. We'll start with you, Red.
I think
know
I
if
could
it's
guess
mine.
his.
I don't think you can.
Can I take a stab at this? Because I feel like I got a pretty good shot.
Sure.
I got a 50-50 of either Stripes or Surf Ninjas.
Those are two very good guesses.
Nah, damn, I'm wrong. I just
Here, I'll say what my favorite is, and then I'll say which ones I probably watched the most growing up. My favorite one was the Spawn movie from the 90s, if anybody remembers that movie. That reaction
sorry.
is all I need. Yes.
Dang.
That movie's so near and dear to my heart. Everyone who says it aged like milk, you aged like milk. Look in the mirror, you months.
You've been
Bro, I watched that
violated.
shit on like I think it was Amazon like a couple months back, and I'm like, this shit is still good. I loved watching it again.
That Spawn
So
movie
good.
was my favorite VHS movie, hands down. Now, the two that I probably watched growing up, now, Mikey knows this because he was there. My family also had a cabin a little bit up north, fucking ramshackled of a place, but we had a shitty little TV with a built-in VHS player into it. Yeah. Fuck. Even way back then, that same little ass TV with a built-in VHS player used to be able to plug into the fucking soccer mom van that my family had when I was like 4 or 5 years old. And the two family movies we had that everybody watched, and I love these movies still to this day, would be Mr. Magoo.
Yes.
If anybody knows that movie. And Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh,
God.
Robin Williams.
I
we still
absolutely-
miss you, dude.
I absolutely love those two fucking movies to death. I think they're still hilarious for how kind of crap comedy it was, slapstick comedy. I enjoyed it. I loved it.
Dude,
But my absolute favorite still to this day would be Spawn. 100%.
I just to piggyback off of the whole Mr. Magoo thing. That is such. I don't want to say it's highbrow humor. It was just humor that you'd have to understand what was going on. Because like, I could go back and watch Mr. Magoo and watch both Naked Guns starring Leslie Nielsen. But at the time, I didn't understand it. Going back and watching those movies now, I'm like, wow, this humor is incredible.
There's a lot of things you can pick up on watching some of that old humor from when you were a kid to now. And it's great that you could still pick up and learn something new or pick up on a new joke that you didn't get when 20, 25 years ago or however old. Those movies are actually way older than that. Fuck.
Oh yeah, they're considered vintage.
Fuck you.
Wink at me when you said that. Get the fuck out of here.
But yeah, those two movies plus Spawn being my favorite. And yes, Surf Ninjas, Stripes, Ghostbusters, all those tops immediately. Hell yeah.
For sure.
Stripes is probably the first movie I saw some titties in too. Rock on.
Yeah, respect it. You got to remember the classics. Got to remember the first ones.
You know what? And they weren't bad. I'll take it.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
the first-
I have a memory because I think it's the first time that I was watching it with my family, parents included. And I think they forgot about the part where there's a bunch of just chicks showing their titties everywhere. And we got to the scene where it's happening. And my mom then immediately remembered what was going on screen. And she immediately tried to just like throw a blanket over my head and cover my eyes. And I was like, no, I want to see.
My first set of titties in cinema was the fucking Kate Blanchett's titties in Titanic. A 2-part VHS fucking series. The movie was so long it took 2 VHS tapes, and there was just a random set of titties.
I'll never watch that movie.
Don't.
I'm not going to. I know how it ends. I'm not gonna watch it.
Obviously.
Obviously.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert, everybody dies. But
The
also, funny
boat
enough,
sank.
I consider Rose Kate Blanchett's character one of the greatest villains of all time. Yeah, I said it. She's a villain.
I don't think she's a villain.
No, she's a villain, dude.
I don't.
She-
I think Old Boy was a time traveler and she had to let him go to keep things from creating a paradox. I'm 100% on that theory. I don't care what anybody says. He doesn't have a ticket. Nobody knows who he is, and it could be bad writing, but he's describing the World's Fair, which doesn't happen for 5 more years till after the movie takes place.
There's also
My
the
main-
theory that she just imagined him the whole time that she was there, and that she's just.
I don't like that because I know too many people like Rose that see things that aren't there in my real life, and I just don't need any more of that.
See, regardless, like on paper, she cheats on her fiance with a bum twice, calls it love,
Time traveling bum.
then kills him, and then
Imaginary.
80 years later marries somebody else under the false pretense that she's still in love with the bum, takes the blue gem that was valued at $200 million and throws it overboard, robbing her future generations of generational wealth.
Yeah.
We
Timeline
can
has
just
to be
say she's
protected.
an awful person.
Yeah,
Like,
She
that's
is an
fine.
awful
We can just say
person, for sure.
Rose just sucks, like just terrible human being.
she's not as bad as Jenny from Forrest Gump, though. I can go on a whole tangent about that one. But, yeah,
Oof,
Yeah.
let's avoid that one.
I know.
running. But now moving down the line. So, what is your VHS of choice? You can give us one or a couple that you are fond of.
Before we get to that, I gotta go with the other part of my brain here about Spawn because a lot of people do dislike it and they say it didn't age well. And in all seriousness, the special effects did not age well, but the character acting and the practical effects on Michael Jai White and John Leguizamo are top notch to this day. Anybody who says I'm a film buff, if you can't recognize that, go take every every collector's edition of every Scorsese film you have and go throw it in the trash. You're not a real cinema buff. You don't understand how good they were.
Preach it loud.
I'm like lightheaded right now. I can't get any louder. I'm still dealing with some health issues. Like I'm not even wearing my headset correctly because I still got issues going on with my skull. So this thing's all cockeyed at like 45 degrees and the mic's tilted all the way forward and I've got like special pads on and I'm losing my mind because that bothers me how much people sleep on that movie. I'm like really unstable right now. But anyways,
I've luckily
back to
never
what-
encountered those people that don't like that movie because I'd probably have an unhinged reaction.
I have, and it bothers me so much. And then I'm like, well, what did you like? And they're like, oh, my favorite movie was 101 Dalmatians. And I'm like, I'm gonna drown you in the river. We don't need you. You won't survive the winter. I'm a little off today, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, my favorite movie. I've actually got two, and one of them is coming up on their. Oh my god, I'm gonna say this number, and it's gonna hurt my feelings and probably Thomas's feelings so fucking bad. Hold up. What anniversary is this? I'm trying to look it up right now. The movie right now is my favorite all-time VHS movie. I've seen so many, and I was a big cinema guy when I was younger. I don't care what anybody says. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: Secret of the Ooze.
Secret of the
is a
Ooze. Yes.
fucking goated film. It's so funny. It has so much character. The practical effects are good. The characters are good. The charm is there. It's so well rounded, and it's got one of the best musical numbers of all fucking human history. I don't care what anybody has to say.
Go ninja, go ninja, go ninja. Go.
Hold up. It's actually getting an anniversary. Oh my god, I just saw the number. Oh, everybody, hold your tits because this is gonna be crazy. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Secret of the Ooze is on its 35th anniversary this year. It's getting a special anniversary re-release where it's being remastered and some unreleased content's being released. But yeah, it's on its 35th anniversary.
How bunga it is.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, bungled
Yeah.
old people.
Yeah, we had
Fuck
fun.
me. I might throw up. I'm not okay. Why'd I do that to myself?
I've accepted it with
yeah.
grace. I'm like, hey, whatever.
Oh, I'm like actually sick to my stomach now. Whew.
See, I always like though I realize I'm getting old and I'm getting older. I always still like to like take into account the grain of salt of, you know what, I walk around and see some of these like 20 somethings that are just like, oh, I'm dying and I'm old in my feet and my lumbago, and I'm like, bitch, get a job.
See, dude, I feel that. I feel that because if Donatello showed up at my house right now and said, "Hey, yeah, we got to fight the Shredder," I'm still confident I could help. I might not be able to 1v1 him, but I'm confident I could do something, and I'm here to help support the Turtles. None of this my sciatica shit. I do have a bad back, but like I don't give a fuck. I'm powering through. We persevere because we're '90s kids, and we do things the hard way and wash it down to the Capri Sun when it fails.
And we
Bro,
drink
we
rose
fine.
water when we're thirsty.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Just saying.
Rose water when we're thirsty.
I'm just saying. We
What's up,
stand
Brandon?
Capri Suns out here, okay?
Yeah, no, respect the pouch, man.
Respect
that
the
shit's
pouch.
goated.
Respect it.
Oh, my God.
wait. That brings up a point. What's everybody's Capri Sun flavor?
Yes.
Fruit punch. Hold up. We're going to change topics.
Yeah, sorry. Continue.
No.
But yeah,
I'm
fruit
curious, though.
punch.
What is everybody's now? Like, I'm fruit punch.
Oh, dude, I didn't have a favorite flavor because my main goal, especially amongst your friends, you always had that contest of who could like suck down a Capri Sun the fastest.
We had those friends. We didn't do that.
Yeah. I probably had to just say fruit punch too.
Okay.
I think there was stints
Shout
where I liked strawberry as well, but
Real quick shout out. You remember High C? Sorry. Anyway,
I see was dope. Anyway, so
Yeah.
yeah. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Secret of the Ooze is one of my favorite films of all time ever. I think it's a masterpiece. It is tied only with The Rock, which I don't know if anybody's seen that. Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage fighting over Alcatraz.
yeah.
It's one of the greatest films ever. I saw it way too young. I fell in love with it, and I've been an action buff like ever since.
Sean Connery
then-
movies are legendary.
I know Thomas has seen that. Deej, you've probably seen
Yeah.
it, if I had to guess.
no,
Yeah.
I don't. If
No,
I
you've never
have,
seen
I do
it.
not- I do not- If I
You never
if
seen
I
The
have,
Rock?
I do not remember. If I have, I do not.
Oh,
I do not remember.
Hold on.
dude,
I'll find
it's
out where you can watch
funny
it later.
because it's two goofy actors. Okay, Sean Connery, he's goofy. I'll say it. I don't care. He
Yeah.
is kind of goofy. Him and Nicolas Cage bounce off each other so well, and the movie swings from like really dramatic to really serious, and the premise is insane. A bunch of radicalists take over Alcatraz and are threatening to launch poison gas bombs at San Francisco, and they're holding a tourist like tour hostage, and then Nicolas Cage is a lab nerd who gets abducted into SEAL Team 6 to break into Alcatraz with the help of a former convict there, Sean Connery, who is a member for the British Royal Army or Royal Navy. It's a batshit wacky hypothetical fever dream story, but the action is good, the characters are very human and believable, and the corny cheesiness is just at the right points. Like they have a horrible Rocket Man joke where they point blank a guy with the ballistic missile and they're like, "You're him, you're the Rocket Man, buddy," and then they fucking launch him out the window. It's so bad. But I still watch that. If I'm home and that's on TV, I guess I'm canceling my next hour and a half. I'm finishing that movie every time. I don't care what anybody says. And there's a shout out to Titan A.E., the most criminally underrated animated movie of all time. I don't care what anybody says. It's great. You ever seen that one either? I'm going to take a guess.
No, I have.
Oh, yeah. Dude, it's good, right?
That's what. As soon as you said it, my chest just went. I'm like, okay, yeah.
The feels, bro. The soundtrack, the fucking space adventure.
Mhm.
The reason everybody picked Invisigal over Blonde Blazer, yeah, it started there, dickheads. I bet you didn't think that far back. Brennan's thinking now.
I have no idea.
Oh, okay, hold up. You do that, I'm going to get a picture of Kilo from Titan A. Yeah, those are my two films with my honorable mention. Cradle to the Grave's up there too, but people say I don't have enough hood cred to rep that one.
All right. my two films that I watched religiously, and there's a lot of, because my mom could tell you I would just go back, watch a movie, then I would rewind it just to watch it again. But the first one that sticks out for me, and that I proud to say I still have to this day, Penny Mom, you didn't get rid of it. Fucking Angels in the Outfield.
That one's pretty good.
That's
That
a
one's
damn
pretty
good
solid.
movie. That's a damn good movie right there.
Angels in the Outfield was my nice, like, feel good slice of life movie. It's just exactly that, man. Wave it out.
Waving it out, bro.
And it's because of
Gotta
that
send the
movie.
sign.
And it's because of that movie, funny enough, that I fell in love with Christopher Lloyd. It wasn't because of Back to the Future. It wasn't because of Who Framed Roger Rabbit. It was because of Angels in the Outfield. I fell in love with that crazy ass man.
He's so good. He's a gift. He's a gift to all humanity.
And then, if you haven't seen Angels in the Outfield, do yourself a favor and watch it. It's just such a wholesome, like, oh my god, you're going to fall in love with every single character in that movie, including, oh, what's it? Not it's not Sidney Poitier, is it? No, it's the other black guy. I forgot his name. Oh, from Lethal Weapon.
I'm sorry, it's the other black guy. It was too much for me. I couldn't hold it when you said that. Like there's only two.
And don't look at me.
I'm gonna give you another
I know
chance.
you looked at me, but
Give you
don't
another
look at
chance
me.
to get it.
No, man.
I can't think of it. Say it. Just,
Danny
no,
Glover.
Danny Glover. I almost said Dennis Quaid. Whoops.
I had to fuck that all up.
And then my second movie, God, I had to throw it to The Land Before Time. The first one.
Really, I hated those movies.
I
You didn't
loved
like
the
those
first
movies?
one. I hated the
I
rest.
can't stand those movies. I think I might be like functionally broken as a human being because I've heard nothing but good things about them my entire life.
I think I'm also a dinosaur geek, so I love those movies.
No, I'm a dinosaur geek, but those were weak. I'm from that era. I'm about dinosaurs. The movie that was called Dinosaurs. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Dude.
Oh,
The animated
yeah.
one?
Dude, y'all remember the
Yeah.
McDonald's hand glove toys? Those things were dope.
Yeah.
No,
Those things are
but-
kind of creepy, honestly.
Well, I want to get
Yeah.
back to you on the whole McDonald's thing, but just to counter back with Land Before Time. One of the memories that sticks out to me, you know how parents are just like, "Oh, don't cuss around my kids," because their brains are sponges, and they'll start learning off of what you're saying. Land Before Time was the first time, because of the dinosaur Sally, my mom had to hear me go, "That girl's a bitch," and I was like, maybe 7.
You ain't wrong though. You spitting truth at a young age.
My mom, I remember vividly. She was just like, "Boy, you." Yeah, she is, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, he ain't wrong.
If it weren't for the fact my mom agreed with me, she was about to throw at me whatever was in her hand.
Yeah, every time. I got hit by a lot of shoes and newspapers.
Mhm. And then my honorable mention is going to be 5 Goes West. If anybody knows what 5 Goes West
Oh
is.
my god, Bible. Damn.
Yeah.
That was a golden era of animation. I don't care what anybody says. Those look gorgeous to this day.
Well, I also just wanted to piggyback off of what you said with the like McDonald's collabing with like Wild Words McDonald's collaborations, when like every single Disney movie ever collabed with McDonald's, and they made those like those acrylic cups.
Oh man, I haven't thought about the collector's cups. Yeah.
My mom still has those in her cabinet. She still actively uses them. Last time I went home and I saw them, I'm like, "You haven't thrown these out?" And she goes, "These are memories, baby. I'm always going to hold on to these." I'm like, "Yeah, but you threw out my Pokemon cards that are valuable." Thanks, Mom.
Everyone's parents threw away Pokemon cards and those toys that ended up being worth a fortune. Like it was just a common occurrence.
Pokemon cards, all the Beanie Babies. Oh,
Beanie Babies ain't worth much.
We would have been rich.
Dude, if y'all had Redline Hot Wheels, there were a certain series, they'd release a couple of them a year. Those are worth some absurd money right now.
Mhm.
Like, hold up, I got an example right here. 99 Redline. Oh my god.
Think about
The gecko
parents
just
throwing
slammed the
stuff
door
out.
behind me. I didn't even know the fucker was home.
Bruh, speaking of people's parents throwing shit out for when they shouldn't have, my dad is from the era where you could buy the new issue of whatever DC or Marvel comic book for anywhere between 2 cents to 5 cents.
Yep.
My dad would buy every single comic book fresh as it came out, and my grandma decided to throw all of them away. All
no.
several thousands of comic books away that he only spent 2 to 5 cents on. And he did some research. Some of those comics he found are going worth 5 figures right now.
Oh my god.
I will say though, before we continue with VHS, and speaking of like media that we can physically hold on to, I will say like shout out to comic books, one of the few pieces of I won't say media, but like art that you can still hold on to this day that just appreciates the longer you have it.
Oh yeah. And I found the Hot Wheel I was looking for. It's the Mattel Hot Wheels the AMX blue with the white interior. Y'all want to guess how much this 1994 Hot Wheel is going for right now?
I swear to God, if it's more than $500.
It is more than $500.
I
2000.
It is. No, this is too high. All right, so we're doing prices right rules. DJ is under. Brandon's over. What you got, Thomas?
2K's too high, 500's too low. I'll throw it at a nice 1150.
I thought you were gonna say 501. To buy this Hot Wheel, it is gonna come out to, after shipping, tax, and fees, $614.95 for one Hot Wheel, and this is not in perfect condition.
God damn.
That makes
And
me
parents
wonder.
were just throwing these things
That
away.
makes me wonder because as a kid, I had one of those like big toy chests, that has a bunch of toys
Yeah.
in it and stuff. That makes me wonder because I had a lot of Hot Wheels growing up. I wonder
There's
what those would be
Ugh.
right now because those are some old ones in there too.
Mm.
And
I wouldn't
they're
doubt it.
all
Like
at some cousin in Mexico's house. I have no idea who they are, but they have it somewhere.
That's such a common thing. I know people whose parents sent over Game Boys and NESs and comics because their family out of state or out of country needed it.
Yep.
And like, I'm looking at right now a King Kuda Hot Wheel, which out of the box, a little bit of wear and tear with like some paint fade and chips and bent stuff, $265 for one open damaged Hot Wheel. Imagine if you had a decent one that you just had up on your shelf all these years. Bro.
So that's why it pains me now. Even now more so than a few years ago, where I see like these prices for certain Pokemon cards just skyrocketing, and I'm like, I love you, I really do. Oh God, I'm gonna steal your wheelchair and hide it from you.
I feel like we're going to be the generation of parents. It's like someone will say, oh, hey, your nieces and nephews could use this. And we're going to be like, fuck them. Get it for them. Like, these are my kids' toys.
Honestly, with how I see what shit's worth now from like things that I grew up with, I'm like, you know what? My kid, I'm going to get them shit. But they're not going to go anywhere unless they're just totally destroyed and go in the trash.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I'm gonna just hold on to this shit, put it in a box in the attic once they don't want it anymore, and maybe down the line it'll be worth something.
Right, this is going in the box, in the investment box.
Because I swear, me and my parents gave some cousin in like South America. I'm saying that because I have family in Mexico and Argentina. We would send them my PlayStation 2s, and then to guise it, because I was really young, so I didn't care.
Yeah.
All they did was take my PlayStation that I was using, put it in the mailbox, and put in a new one, and I didn't even know. They could have put in they put in the memory card and the games, and as long as there was still a PlayStation, a memory card, and at least 1 or 2 games, I didn't know or I didn't care because I was too young to give a shit.
God, I'm gonna tell my kid like, hey, so I'm gonna put this in this box. Do not open this box, nor do you open it. Why, Dad? This is your future. Trust me.
College funds.
College funds.
But no, so we're gonna continue down the line with media that we can still hold on to. your 1, 2, or 3 VHS tapes that you would still
Uh,
want to this day if you could.
these chuckleheads are going off on something.
I held back a joke we definitely could use, so I just DM'd it to him. We're sharing a brain cell.
Okay, the brain cells are doing some.
Ooh. That's a good one, dude.
Thank you. I'm working on my comedy.
Keep it going.
Anyways.
Keep it going.
Yeah. So your
Crying.
1, 2, and your honorable mention that you would watch.
I wouldn't
in your
say
heyday.
like, well, one, given the fact that I grew up in like the time where VHS is like going out the door and replaced
Oh,
with
you were the-
DVDs.
You're the DVD transition era.
Yeah, I was in that era, and I was so young. I was young to the point where you can replay the same movie hundreds of times, and I'd still love it.
Mhm.
So the main things that I watched as a kid were the part 1, 2, and 3 of Home Alone, and
Yep.
the Land
Yep.
and the Land Before Time series, because I had multiple movies.
Little
You almost had
foot.
me. Can you believe that that big orange bastard went from being in Home Alone 2 to running the country? Like, that's crazy. That's a crazy fucking sentiment. Like, does that not freak anybody else out?
But yeah, it's like,
Dude.
and then honorable mention, I had the entirety of, I think, the first season of the animated series of Pokemon on VHS.
Let's go.
Yo, me too. Who the hell remembers Pokemon Tower?
Me. But
Dog, the ghost Pokemon are my favorite fucking subgenre or subspecies of Pokemon of all time. They're so great.
yeah,
Gengar's
that was
goated.
me. I was a kid, so I didn't really watch too much movies because I didn't really. It didn't really matter what was put in front of me as long as it was entertaining enough for a child.
Hold up. I have a question though, like, because this is important to me. Because it would have been out in your era, but it might have been old. Did you ever get into Digimon?
Yes,
Fuck yeah.
yes, I did.
Of course you did, you furry.
Exactly.
That was a long setup for a bad joke.
Yeah.
No, dude, Digimon was the shit,
Fucking-
especially when the movies came out and we had that bitchin' soundtrack to go with our first big kaiju fights. Like, that was such a high stimuli for my brain.
I fucking remember like Impmon, Brandamon, Golemon, all those freaking Digimons. Fucking
Come on.
Oh,
Agumon.
War Greymon, bro. We're here for the violence, fight on sight
Yeah.
mentality.
Dude, I want to go back
Metal
and just watch all
Metal
of
Gray,
them.
fucking
Omnimon.
Dracomon.
Hold on, real quick. I just want to shout out to Marv from Home Alone 2 when he had to pretend to get electrocuted for like fucking 45 seconds. I would have broke character. Like, I can't keep acting like I'm getting shocked, bro. Like, now in hindsight, when I watch that scene, I'm like, dude, you look like you're getting the best top of your life. How are you keeping this up?
You know
'Cause
who
they
does a
actually
great
just
impression
put-
of that scream?
Huh.
You. He does it in public when we're out at places.
Oh
Like,
my God.
getting electrocuted, it gives some good sloppy toppy, gives you about the same reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to
And
get to
I've
that hype, that's when you done, but she ain't kind of shit.
I
Mhm.
know. Slurping out like there's more soda in the straw. Fuck.
Thanks, try.
Then one of the things I just want to bring up, because I told this to him, especially with forms of media that we can physically hold on to. Funny enough, you also mentioned DVDs, another form of retro media. I hate the fact that I can say that, but that for those that don't know or are familiar with what a blockbuster is, so hold on, I totally phrased that wrong. I am butchering this. I am so sorry. I wanted to talk about Blockbuster because it still breaks my heart the fact that the final Blockbuster shut down.
Wait, no way. No way. Did it actually?
The final Blockbuster closed down.
What? You said it and I dropped my phone as I was looking stuff up. Like, my hands went weak and I let go. Holy hell. Oh, no. The last one was such a fighter. They were doing things.
Yep. I had a plan with my mother to go and visit that Blockbuster for her birthday, and then when she found out that they were closing down since that Blockbuster was in her state, essentially paraphrasing, my mother does love me. She just goes, "Hey, so I'm seeing it without you, bitch. Later." And she went to go see it without me. I was like, "You motherfucker!" And she goes, "Hey, if there's any other VHSs inside, I'll see if they're up for sale."
It may have survived whatever was shutting it down, because it says as of 2026, there's still Uno Blockbuster open in Bend, Oregon.
Yeah, same here.
That's the state where my mom lives. She's in Oregon. We were under the impression it was closing down.
It's still open.
As of right now, I mean, it might be selling off its last videos and DVDs.
Mom, I'm coming home.
A couple of VTubers just did a field trip down there, so that's why I was tripping. I'm like, there's no way it closed so fast.
But yeah, for those that don't know, for some fucking reason, what the Blockbuster was, it was a place where you can go and rent DVDs and VHS tapes and video games for like, what was it, like a week, and then you had to return them. I remember vividly one of the biggest things for Blockbuster was they would charge you
Nothing. Keep going.
Oh, my favorite thing was they had a tagline at checkout and drop off when you're going to return the tape, and it said, "Be kind and please rewind." How many people actually rewound those goddamn VHS tapes?
Fucking none of them.
They paid teenagers to do it. They had a whole machine made for it. They're fine.
Our Boy Scout.
I did. That's also because I was rewatching the movie for that whole week. If I had it.
God, I would remember going to the video store with my mother. She would go up and like rent whatever movie she was obsessed with for that week. She'd tell me to go to the video game section and pick out one game. I was allowed one, and it was always fucking Enter the Matrix: Path of Neo. And then
it's such a good one. Dude, I still play that to this day. I have it right there. It's in arm's reach. I'm pointing. I don't have my headset or my hands on because I'm an idiot.
Got you. I'll point for him.
He feels like it's pointing right there. Well,
no, you're right. What is it? He knows where my stack of shit is in my house. Hold up. I got to move the cover out of the way. Also, where you were pointing, if you want them, I have D20s that we can use for decoration. They're cantaloupe size.
Damn.
Yeah.
Big ass D20s.
Those are dice. Those are Dragon Balls. Holy shit.
I kind of want to use them for death saves. Like when you're on death's door, you got to make your final rolls. You got to use the jumbo.
Roll that. Just throw it across the house and see what happens.
if the dog takes it, that counts as a 1.
But no, thinking that you mentioning that reminded me of like when I lived in Phoenix and there was a Blockbuster where there's the Hollywood video like on the other side of the street, and down the street was a Panda and some other fast food places. Me and my parents would go to that Blockbuster. They would get like 2, maybe 3 movies. I would get like a game. Most of the time, it was like either Ratchet and Clank or maybe at the time before I bought it, ATV Off-Road Fury 2.
Yo, best soundtrack ever.
Exactly. And we would go grab some food afterwards, like from one of these fast food places, and go stop at the gas station, grab some snacks, drinks, whatever, and we just have a whole movie night. And then the rest of the week, I'd be just playing the game whenever I got home from school, which, by the way, was fucking elementary. Oh my god. But yeah, fucking Blockbuster, great part of my early childhood. I still remember when they were transitioning from the VHS to the DVDs, where the DVDs were slowly just taking over everything.
Oh, no. That when they first rolled out and DVDs were only at the front of the store so people didn't steal them, they were all up by the front desk.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Oh, my God. I remember that. I remember when PS2 was PS2 and PS1 were phasing out, and Xbox were phasing out N64s. N64 cartridges. That is time, dude. That was dope for me because I couldn't afford new consoles. So when they sold all their old ones, I picked those suckers up for cheap. I got fucking Mischief Makers, Clay Fighter, Kid Chameleon,
Wow.
Gex was dog shit, but
Gex
Gex,
Gex was
What?
bad. I mean, it was
I love
bad, but I liked it.
Gex was maybe it's because I'm wired different. I have such vivid memories. Not Star Fox. I'm not going to list that one because I played that like 4 hours ago. But Vigilante 8, both of them, 1 and 2.
Second offense was my shit.
Yep, dude, I love this game so much. We need more vehicle combat games, please. Twisted Metal, Brain Hurt. There's one that's escaping me so bad right now. G2. I love my vehicle games. I don't know if anybody ever played G2. It's the cyberpunk motorcycle racing game where you do like loops and have seeker missiles and lasers and shit.
Crash Bandicoot motor game racing game.
Crash Bandicoot Nitro Kart.
Yeah.
And then later down the line, Twin Sanity. Crash Bandicoot and Jak and Daxter were the sleeper agents of vehicle combat games, in my opinion.
Sleeper. They're so sad. No one freaking acknowledges them anymore.
They don't, dude. Jak X Combat Racing is one of the greatest vehicle-driven games of all time.
So
good story,
fun.
good graphics, amazing mechanics,
Dude,
and the characters,
those
bro.
graphics would still be fine today. They're so good.
They're better than World War I over the top.
Our Blockbuster was pretty tight in our town. If we, at least depending on who was working there, most of my experience is pretty cool. I'd pick up a game, I'd have a week to play that game, usually beat it overnight and just stay up all night beating it. Go back the next day, and the guys would be cool enough to just let me switch it out for a new game at no additional charge.
Yeah, we got that sometimes.
Damn, I'm already. Yeah, sure. Grab
You
another one,
mentioning getting the consoles for cheap reminds me of when the Blockbuster was selling an old Super Nintendo, and my aunt bought that so fast because she was like in her teens around that time. So she bought that shit, and I inherited it when she was done with it. I remember I think this is where my addiction to roguelikes came into play, because I used to play the shit out of this game called Darius Twin. Oh my god.
Hold up. I gotta consult my catalogs. I only have 8,000 games. Let me roll down the list.
He has to consult the ancient text.
Consult the ancient text, but I think that's where my love for roguelikes came in. It was basically you go through each level, leveling up, powering up, and upgrading the ship that you control. It's a side scroller. And
yo, the anglerfish in space looks dope.
Yeah, the freaking bosses are like fish spaceships, and it's like crazy design. And I'm like, it was so good, and the soundtrack was dope. And I would play the shit out of that. And I don't think I've ever beat it. I was too young to even fucking do that shit. I don't even know if I could do it now. I need to get an emulator and play that shit.
Been trying to beat Bomberman Hero for the last 2 years. I don't know how I did it when I was like fucking 12, man. I must have been cracked out on some good sugar.
Right, man?
Dude.
Some of these games that I got on the emulator on my computer, I'm like, how the fuck did I beat this? What the fuck?
I'm still trying to figure out how I beat Jak and Daxter 1 at like 3 years old.
That one's... Wait, what? You're exaggerating the fuck right there.
No, I'm not. I'm dead serious.
I doubt.
Like,
I doubt.
3 or 4 or something like that, but like, I was really fucking young. I mean, it also doesn't help that my uncle, quote unquote, at the time, gave me the first third-person GTA game at the age like 5. My parents hated it that he did that. I didn't actually get to play it. They took that shit away so fast.
See,
I had the dumbest conversation with the parents. Sorry.
Yeah.
What's up, Deej?
No, good.
When GTA came out and all the controversy hit, my parents were like, "Oh, you better never play that game. That's not good for you. Like, don't test us." And I'm like, "Okay." And they're like, "You're not listening to us." I'm like, I'm fucking 11. How am I going to get a hold of GTA? And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I can't buy it. And they're like, well, you can save up money and buy it. And I'm like, no, you have to be 18 to buy it. And they're like, that's an amazing system. Why didn't anybody tell me? And I'm like, it says it on the fucking box. Like, What do you
Dude.
want me to do? And they're like, all right, well, if you trick somebody into buying it for you, I'm like, oh, I'm not going to try that shit on grandma. I just saw her smack the shit out of my cousin and wash his mouth with soap for saying Stone Cold sucks. Okay, I'm not going to try and trick her into buying me a game that's rated R or rated M.
See,
Fuck
dude,
that.
this is like my GTA experience. My mom did not want my brother and I to play GTA. She thought GTA, it's just violence, and I don't want my kids exposed to it. And then my awesome stepdad at the time goes, "Okay, I know you don't want them exposed to it, but what if I'm there? I can
What if
monitor,
I'm playing?
make sure that they're not
Like,
having too much fun." And my
Like,
mom,
hear me out. What if we did expose them to it?
so secretly, my stepdad was just like, "Hey, I want to play, I want to play GTA with my stepkids so we can bond." And it worked. All of a sudden, he's sitting there. He's just like, "Okay, guys, so we're gonna take turns, like 10 minutes apiece." He's sitting there coolly doing all the missions that he needs to do. I get a hold of the sticks. I commit mass murder, and he's just like, "Deej, you know that's not the point of the game, right? It's GTA."
You got to
Yes,
get
it
5
is.
stars. You got to get all 5 stars, right?
Got to get all 5 stars. I put in the cheat code for flying cars, and then I just drove to the top of Maze Bank, and I tried to last as long as I could. That was the heyday. I loved that shit. But I just want to touch back and be like, this is another form of media that we have that we can still hold on to that I miss and wish. I still have all of my games, like all my physical copies of games. I'm never like getting rid of those. But speaking of like what I said at the top of this, it's starting to feel like we're getting into an era of you're not going to physically own a copy of anything anymore. Like I said this to him before we went live. If for some reason, God forbid, Steam were to go down, Game Newell loses it, Epic Games fucks up, Ubisoft, is Ubisoft, and all those websites go away, all those games that we just paid for, poof, gone. We lose everything. And that is such a scary thought for me as a gamer to think about. So I want to know your opinion with everything that I just said. How does that make you feel? Like, what would you do if that if that instance came where we just lose Steam?
Oh man, I don't think you realize what you're about to unleash, Deej.
Uh-oh.
Are you prepared for the consequences
Let the
of both of our
goblin
actions?
loose.
All right, I'm ready for the insurrection.
Should we do an ad break before he talks?
Oh
It's
fuck!
not a bad idea.
Yes, sure, why not? All right, ladies and gentlemen, before the meltdown, you're going to hear from our partners, Dubby and Red Dragon. Hey guys, it's me, DJ. Real quick before you go anywhere, I just wanted to remind you guys about NoSkill Entertainment's still ongoing partnership with Dubby. Yes, they're still hanging out with us over a year later. And trust me, they have an array of delicious flavors, such as Dragonade, Dub Sludge, and Galaxy Grenade. And hey, maybe caffeine isn't your thing. They have zero caffeine hydration formulas, such as Water Melanda and Pineberry Splash. And if any of these flavors piqued your interest, please use code NSE for 10% off your total order at checkout. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys later. And welcome back, everybody. Thank you again to Dubby and Red Dragon for hanging out with us after all this time. You guys are wonderful. Thank you. Now, back to the matter at hand. Before the break, I asked the impending question of what would you do? What would be going through your head? What would be your first motions if, hypothetically speaking, again, knock on wood, this never happens, Steam, Ubisoft, Epic Games, it just goes away. All those extensive libraries that all of us have paid money for, maybe even have microtransactions inside certain games, all of it gone. And this man was about to erupt. Mikey.
So, I want to get one thing out of the way first because I'm very conflicted on this, and I understand there's a lot of nuances to many situations that surround purchases these days, especially with online agreements and leasing, so to speak, or maybe just rights purchases. But what I do understand and I'm very clear on, is that laws are threats by the dominant social and economical ethnic group in any given nation. It's just the promise of violence that enact that police are basically an occupying army. You know what I mean? So on a similar note, completely unhinged and unrelated, if buying isn't owning, is piracy really stealing? There's
Thank
a
you.
lot to unpack.
You said
hold
it.
on, hold on, hold on. Hold on. Before we get too into this, I need to be very clear. I'm not a completely radicalized person, but I am under the mindset of if there's no way to properly own these things that we're paying money for, I think the system is kind of broken. One of the greatest things about physical media is that you own it. You don't need anything to support what is on it other than the hardware, which you could say, oh, yeah, they're going to stop making VCRs. You would think one released in 2026, dumbass. So if the passion in the community is there, there's going to be that support forever. You can still buy functional 8 tracks. Vinyl's more popular than it ever has been, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Where this gets really complicated is when we make these purchases nowadays. We have to be very careful of who we're buying from, because some say you own it, this is your file, enjoy it. As long as you don't modify it, we are in a good agreement. Whereas a lot of companies say, hey, you're buying the rights to use this program on our service. And that doesn't really work, because as soon as that service goes under or gets sold, it's subject to all kinds of changes or just disappearing. By the way, I'm listening to Spite right now, so if you want to feel this priming, the song's Death Sentence. It'll do you there. But
good song. Good song.
It frustrates me to no end that this is all very murky. One company can say you own this for as long as you live. Another company can say, if we decide to close next year, you can't touch it anymore. Eat shit. And they're not educating the customers on what actually is the transaction is. It's all buried in legal jargon and mumbo jumbo. And I think there should be a more transparent market, if we're being completely honest. I'm not saying that this is, the evil system that's going to screw all of us, but it can. And it can very easily be leveraged to screw people who are completely ignorant and don't know what they're getting into. That's why I will always and forever be a fan of physical media, because I can work on things. Hold up. Where is it? This PS2 controller that I'm holding right now, I fixed this thing. It's not impossible. You can take the screws out of it, open the case, and see what's broken. It was just a bad connection in my case. Make sure the solder is all good and secure. You're good and ready to go. You can fix a disk drive. You can even upgrade and build these things. That's technically not allowed in some cases, but you can do it. When they say our servers are off and we have access keys that keep you out of what you paid for already, you're fucked. You can't do a lot there. I'm sure there are hackers who can, but that's not the overwhelming majority of people. Anybody can pick up a screwdriver and a soldering iron down at Harbor Freight for, I shit you not, as low as $12 for the pair these days. It's very doable to support physical media. Digital media gets very dangerous and murky, and I have so many mixed opinions, I kind of want to scream, and the mic should shift to somebody else before I do.
I will say, just like to go off of your, you can fix something. I recently just fixed the screen off of an old PSP, and I still have all of my PSP games. And I'm like, you know what? Now I have something portable. Shout out to the Steam Deck and all the people that have like Steam Decks to play games mobile. I still love my PSP. Currently I just cracked in the God of War game for PSP, and then I have Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition, and then Daxter's standalone game.
You know what? That makes me remember that I need to download some emulators on my Steam Deck. Thank you, Deej.
Which reminds me and I just want to bring this up. You brought up, is piracy really stealing? First off, I don't believe in the term piracy, because especially as a kid from the hood who grew up in the barbershop.
Oh, you're going to say you don't believe in the term stealing.
No, I believe in the term bootlegging. Trust me, my family, we grew up on having so many bootlegs in the house. Yes.
Yeah.
But this drives me to ask this question, especially the whole lining, the definition, if you will, of piracy. Would you guys consider potentially, now hear me out here, an emulator piracy? You're copying a game that
Here's how I look at it. If this game, if you want to say it's a lost sale, if I were to emulate it, because emulating is not piracy. if you were to say this is a lost sale because I emulated this game, how is it a lost sale if I was never going to purchase the game in the first place?
Well, there's a caveat to that because some emulation is 100% above board.
Yeah.
It is legit.
Yeah.
You are allowed to back up games. The PS2 came with a function that allowed you to back up games.
Yeah.
So maybe the guy who's ripping the file and making 1,000 copies, he might be breaking the law, and there's a lot of gray area there that could land him in hot water. But the same cannot be said about the guy who paid for the copy, wanted to make sure he had a digital copy as well of his physical copy, ripped it, and kept it for personal use. That's not illegal. That's something you're 100% allowed to do. And if in 10 years you want to come back to play your emulated copy that you legally attained, you can do that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Because there's still games that I have on disc that I'm like, oh, I don't have the console anymore, but I still have this disc. I'm just going to emulate it because I technically already own this. I'm just gonna make it playable on a different device.
Fair.
That one's a little tricky because you did not purchase.
But
see, that's where it gets really weird because
copy.
these laws were written before they knew the technology would be readily available to every household. It's kind of like, it's kind of like a certain amendment that gets talked about a lot. I don't want to get into politics, but laws are weird and they're written by old people who are dated at the time they're written, and they have no prediction for the future whatsoever.
It's like when your teacher said you're not always going to have a calculator on hand.
Yeah, right, dumbass. Actually, I could text him that right now.
Fucking were.
Mr. Sanchez, you're an idiot. Love, Mike. 10. I still hang out with two of my teachers. Like, we're still really close.
If I could just tell my fucking second and third grade teachers who were just like, you're not always gonna have a calculator on hand, and be like, my calculator not only is still on hand, it's also playing a YouTube video while listening to music on a different streaming service app. Suck it, bitch.
Well, if you really want to get nitpicky about it, in your hand, you're holding a supercomputer that would have been worth more than their entire family's household and income combined at the time.
Okay.
This thing would have been so powerful in their day and era. And that's why people who get into, lawmaking and copyright and all that always create so many problems in the future. They don't plan for the future. They said, these are the rules, follow the letter of the law. And then you have technology that completely takes those letters and rips them to pieces. And we're like, well, fuck, what do we do now, boss? Oh, wait, we can't ask them because they're long dead, bastard.
But that's why I was just wanting to beg the question, because I'm perfectly okay with it, especially if it's like some of the games that you guys were playing on a couple of your emulators, especially one of the games that we constantly talk about, fucking Def Jam Fight from New York City.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, you know what? I'm just happy these guys have found an outlet to play, because that media isn't readily available for anybody to physically have anymore, unless you get really lucky with a collector or somebody goated at a fucking anime convention who's just like, yeah, I'll sell it to you.
I mean, shit, if they're never gonna do anything with those games or the IPs, just put them on modern platforms like Steam or GOG, whatever. What's the harm in doing it yourself and emulating it if you're never gonna do it yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Is that considered grave robbing? If the not happening anymore and the IP is dead, are we really grave robbing? These are the real questions you need to ask yourself, audience.
I love how your mic just totally fucked there. But
I'm so wired right now. I think I'm standing on the cord.
Yeah, you're peeking.
I'm not well. Okay. Also, I looked up a copy of Def Jam 5 for New York for the PS2, which is the best version because you get Exhibit as a customizable character voice.
Yep.
A working copy with no case, no manual, and OK shape is running for $130 on eBay right now, whereas a good copy with the case and the manual and such is running for $250 on average. A really good copy that's still pristine, not sealed but pristine, running about $400. So yeah, you can't just go grab this shit off the Target shelf anymore.
I'd rather emulate it and get it for free. and it
Mhm.
still runs perfectly fine. I don't have to worry about scratches or anything like that,
Mhm.
or the DVD like disc degrading over time. It's in my hard drive, ready to play at any given
Well,
moment.
and that's where that's where the grave robbing conundrum comes up, because are you hurting anybody if the company's no longer around, the people who could profit from it are no longer around, and there's no way to physically have this transaction? It is kind of on your own morals to decide, is this okay or is it not? But hypothetically speaking, if you did buy this and you have your copy and you backed it up digitally, you own that. You can do anything but change that. Like, you can't mod it, you can't resell it. But if you have it, you could just boot up your PC and play that bad boy. Like, nothing's stopping you from that.
Yeah, exactly.
So
And like, especially when that whole like thing of no one's gonna profit from this anymore. Like most of these games, and
Mhm.
especially like PS2 and older, most of these games
Mhm.
are not gonna give anyone any sort of profit except for the people that are reselling them at exorbitant prices.
Insane.
And those are not even the
That
people that made the game. They're just the people that bought it and
oh,
just held on to it. And they're just reselling
Yeah.
it. So I'm not hurting anyone except for the people that want to extort me.
Scalpers. And
Scalpers.
scalpers aren't people.
no.
Fuck you. I'm not even going to apologize for that. Out here, they were marking up tickets to go see Toto. They blessed the rains down in Africa. How dare you?
I do treat scalpers worse than I do anybody else. This is pretty
Honestly,
Honestly.
fucking bitchy speed bumps. That's all they are.
No, but that's why I'm honestly wholesomely okay with it, because at the end of the day, you guys hit the nail on the head. The companies that made the games are gone. Their shareholders gone. Families that might have royalties to the game probably not here. More than likely, don't even really care anymore. You're not hurting anybody. So why is it some copyright laws that have nothing to do with the people, the game, or the companies associated? Why are you bottlenecking this fucking piece of
Look at
media that I want to play?
you, Nintendo. Bitches.
Yeah, Nintendo and Sony. Hello there.
Also, fuck you, THQ Nordic. I'll just emulate Time Splitters. Fuck you. Moving
Because
on.
It took
I do agree though.
20 years to get NBC2 back. Sorry, what's up?
Say I wanted to play a game from the PS1, right? And say they somehow did have a lock on everything, but they also like to where you couldn't emulate it, but they also made it to where their consoles aren't backwards compatible. How is one supposed to enjoy some of these more classic and retro games if they did hypothetically have a lock on everything?
like you're just
You
finding a way to
don't.
stonewall me.
They're just stonewalling. Unless someone somehow found a way to break that lock. And
This is all a
give it to
strategy
everyone.
to get you to buy Marathon, even though it sucks, and everybody's in on the conspiracy.
Dude, we're on
I'm
fire
sorry.
on this podcast. Fuck yeah.
I can't help it. I can't help it. I'm so out of it right now.
Because again, this is what I love, and this is what I was hoping for. Is like, because again, we all have our retro forms of media, whether it be like vinyl. I almost said vinyl CDs, but vinyl records, which, as you said, are still making a rise. Like, I can go to a record store right now. I can go to an FYE, and they have an entire section of vinyls. And
One of
all,
I was gonna say one of the bars I go to, that one of them, I go to one fucking bar now once a week. The bar I go to once a week has a night there where they let customers bring vinyls and will give it to the DJ, and the DJ will play their vinyl for about 2 or 3 songs, and they'll just let customers bring their own vinyls and have a vinyl night there every week.
dude, I'm giving
That's really
him
dope.
fucking forewarning. You scratch my shit, I break your ass.
The DJ is like a really old school hippie that cares about all of his vinyl stuff, so I kind of trust that he won't scratch stuff up. But if he
Okay.
did, he'd be easy to catch the hands, you know.
Like, if
He'd
it was
smoke
some
you
young
out.
kid, like, you break my shit, dude, I'm
Nah,
gonna
fuck
break
that.
your ass.
He get beat up if he fucks up any of my vinyls, and I have a metric fuck ton from the 20s, 30s, 40s, and such forth.
Yeah, so like speaking of vitals, we can still go back to like the like retro video games and media and emulators because I still want us to talk about that. But if we could just move forward. Speaking of vinyls, one of my favorite forms of media that I love and wish I still had to this day, the fucking CD.
Sacrament, that's the best one. I don't care. Fight me. I'll fight anybody in this room.
Dude, Sacrament is the album that got me on to Lamb of God, and I still listen to religiously to this day.
It's so good. It's so good.
Every
That was on
track,
work radio
man.
yesterday because fuck HR.
Because every track fucking slaps. I don't care what anybody says. That entire album is just good. But now
It
we're gonna go
is.
down the line in reverse order. Do you possibly remember your first CD? By the
Ooh.
way, real quick, shout out to the samurai sword that I'm just now realizing is there.
You're just not realizing that bitch is there?
Yeah.
Damn. Anyways. Considering that I was a little babes, okay, and
Oh, we lied.
my mom, being the person she is, a collector of music and movies, she had one of those zip up folders with all the sleeves for CDs. Remember that shit?
Oh yeah.
I have 3
I
of
have
those
one in
right
my
next to me
car.
on my shelf.
Exactly.
Yeah, like what do you mean?
Yeah,
I got one full of
she
PS2
had
games
a
right here.
big bitch full of CDs, and to my recollection, the first one that I myself would take out, and we had like this little radio thing that had like the flip top, and you just put the CD on up top. Yeah, you could just and you could switch it to AM, FM radios too.
Mhm.
Even had a little cassette player at the bottom, at the front.
Yep.
And I'm like, yep, I had that shit, and it was always in my room because I was the only one that really listened to music that was not in the car
That shit was the Autobot of entertainment.
at the time. Now, music is played all the time here at my house,
Mm.
but the first CD I picked out of that sleeve was a CD of Eminem's greatest hits.
Ooh, okay. Now this looks like a job for me. Ugh.
Hold up.
Yeah.
That was prime Slim Shady era, wasn't it?
Yes,
Yep.
this was
Oh man, you heard some shit.
before recovery, before relapse period.
Back
Yeah.
when Eminem gave 0 fucks and he was just like, all right, I'm gonna put words on a page and Dr. Dre is gonna endorse it.
There's some words we can't say in that album for
Oh,
sure.
yeah. I mean, the fact that the first fucking track, if anyone knows this, the first one was Fack.
You see that gerbil?
Yeah.
I grabbed that too.
I mean, we
Welcome
can't
to
say
my
those words
line.
on film. We still call each other all that shit off camera.
So yeah, that was my first, like, I guess, handle of CDs, but I'd say the first
Yeah.
one I owned myself was Linkin Park Meteora.
We started with a good one.
Yeah.
We got worse from there. Nothing ever beat that.
Fucking still my favorite new metal album to this day.
Minutes to Midnight had some bangers, and then Thousand Suns came out, and I'm like, why? Why?
It's fine. They started to come back after that, little by little, and then it fell off.
Yeah,
because of a certain
We at
reason.
We at least got the unreleased track of Lost. I think that's one of the greatest songs ever, and I'm so glad it came in later in my life.
Yeah,
because I needed it. I needed that fucking pickup when we were going through that era in time. Like that was crazy.
When I heard that shit, I'm like, this is peak Meteora. I missed
Did anyone else have a? Did anyone else? I didn't mean to speak over you. Did anyone else have a vivid flashback where they could taste Capri Sun and the warm sun was on their face and they were just happy for like 2 seconds? Because I fucking did.
For me, that was like peak me laying or jumping on a fucking trampoline with Capri Suns somewhere off to the side, not on the trampoline, and just like chilling there, listening to this shit. Because I remember that vividly. I did that. Just put in the Meteor album on like a little radio, and me and my friends just jumped on the trampoline. And once we all got tired, we just laid there, and chilled out to Linkin Park.
God, dude. The days again. Uh so if we're doing that, the first like exposure to CD, like when it came to CDs, my mom would constantly play Stevie Wonder in the house. She was such
Mhm.
a Stevie Wonder stan, and I love Stevie Wonder still to this day. God, just dancing with my mom in the living room to the likes of like Sir Duke or Superstition. Oh, some of my favorite songs, classics. But the first CD I ever owned was Mesmerized by System of a Down. That was the
Damn, you guys
first.
started with cool ones. Fuck.
That was the first. That was the first CD I ever owned because that was around the time. Again, my mom was still very much so like, I don't want my son listening to metal because it's scary and he's gonna turn into Damien Omen. And then she finally came around to the whole, hey, so this is what my son listens to. Fuck. Okay, might as well just go with it instead of fight against it because he's gonna find a way to get it anyway.
Oh,
And so she got me 3 CDs. The first one was Mesmerized by System of a Down, From Under the Cork Tree, Fall Out Boy, and then The Killers, the one with Mr. Brightside on it. She thought The Killers was a
Classic.
metal band because the name The Killers sounded metal.
I just want to point this
Well, he
out.
doesn't look a thing like Jesus.
I also want to point this out. You said what your first exposure. I'm just gonna say
Yeah.
mine because this is also kind of leads into my love for metal music. And thank you, Mom. Appreciate it. My first exposure to CDs was coincidentally, Mikey's gonna love this. Number of the Beast by Iron Maiden.
Ah,
Y'all are the cool ones, man.
dude,
Yeah.
real quick,
I'm gonna
can I
get
just
picked on.
Can I just say real quick, dude, especially
You're
over
not
the
gonna
years
like
that I've
my
known you,
answer.
What was it?
especially with the years that I've known you, shout out to your mom for having such a good music taste. We'd be playing
Dude.
Xbox, playing Halo, and his mom's blaring fucking Breaking Benjamin in the background. So we're
Yeah.
sitting there trying to play swag notes, just like, oh shit, she's got Breaking Ben on. I will not bow. I'm bowing. I'm bowing.
Dude, I love my mom. She's like my best friend, and she is the reason why I fell into metal and like rock music at a young age, and it's kind of
Oh.
just spiraled from there.
See, be a good parent. Let your kids listen to metal. It's good for them. Healthy.
Yeah, because she grew up in a household where my grandma was that, grandma that said rock and metal are devil's music type thing.
Mhm.
So she had to hide all of her CDs and cassette tapes and shit like under her clothes and take them out when she wasn't in the house and listen to them when she wasn't there type thing.
Mhm.
Yeah. My grandma hated Iron Maiden and AC/DC. She's like, that's the devil's music. If I ever hear that shit, I'm gonna take it out and burn it.
Yeah, the devil's kick ass.
So yeah.
But no, so now moving down the bench, your first interaction when it came to compact discs versus your first ownership of a compact disc. If those that don't know, that's what CD stands for.
Thank you.
Polar opposite
not
ends of the
Project Red.
spectrum. We don't know. Compact disc red goes pretty cyberpunk. But
Damn.
Oh,
it's not what it means, but I could dream.
dude, I like it. I like it. I'm on board.
So first exposure is really funny because it's not what you'd expect from me. Thomas actually might expect it because he was there for some of the stuff because we still listen to a lot of that music. But man, Trinier, Debbie Deb, Lisa, the family function, a boombox, and my mom and her sisters and all of our aunts and cousins loading that shit up, and it was the best times ever. That was like the party music for my family, and fucking Lookout Weekends is still one of my favorites. I don't care what anybody says. I can't even. Oh my god,
Oh, that was very much
Diamond Girl's a classic. What's up?
That was definitely. I hate the fact that you can add core to anything and people just get it, but that was definitely cookout core. That was.
Oh
bringing
yeah,
it
dude.
in.
Yeah, for sure. Barbecues, quinces, fucking birthdays, bro. That was the jam for everybody. And like, it could be a little kids party, but at like 8:00, all the kids are going to bed or they're passing out all over the house, and then that shit comes on, and all the parents start breakdancing on cardboard like it's fucking '86, and they're having a fucking great time.
Mhm.
We had
So that was my
music
first.
and slick
Oh yeah,
DJs.
fucking. Oh my god, the classics. So that was like my first real exposure to like CDs and music culture, and I enjoyed it for a long time. And I kind of got into like NSYNC and fucking Backstreet Boys for a while,
Mm.
and then we hit a hard spiral in 2004. I was like 11, 12 years old at the time, and I bought my first CD, Green Day's American Idiot, and that was
Ooh.
like the highlight of my young adult life.
All right.
Say what you will about Green Day, I still love them. I think they're very talented. It's fun times. That was the time when you could listen to Green Day and skate and just have the best day ever.
Hey, I'm just saying,
Like,
I still listen to Green Day. I love them to this day. So hell yeah, man.
I love
They're
Shit,
fucking
it.
My
great.
fucking wall has a poster right there. Green Day,
As much
fucking
as-
Dookie.
As much as I don't listen to Green Day
Nice.
too much anymore, I can still respect the fact that over the course of their 30+ year career, they've always managed to maintain their popularity. At no point did it ever diminish, but they've always been so unapologetically themselves, especially Billy Joe Armstrong. He's let it be known, this is who I am, this is what I think. If you think differently, I don't care. If you want to do something about it, fuck you, you can come and get it.
They just played the Super Bowl in 2026.
I know.
What?
Fucking crazy. Well, 25,
They're
26,
at the
I guess.
Super
26.
Bowl?
Yeah, this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
They were they weren't the halftime show. They were like
The opening.
The opening.
Yeah, there was the opening
They
ceremony.
weren't even in the stadium. They were playing outside the stadium, like for like the hype show before the Super Bowl started. I don't know what the fuck they
No,
call
they
it.
were in the
Pregame show.
stadium.
That's what it is.
Yeah, they were in the stadium, but they had a stage set up in the stands, and they like rumor has it, Billy Joe outright said he's gonna make
Rumor
some
has it.
he's gonna make some lines up that, or he's gonna throw shots at the president and the government. And right when he was about to say the things that he was gonna say, normally when he would say "fuck America" in American Idiot, he was gonna say "Trump America." They muted his mic.
Dickheads.
They muted his mic
He
and ran the backing track.
he still got some words out there once
Oh
his
yeah.
mic got turned back on.
Eat shit.
Bro,
Mhm.
free speech is a lie. Anyways.
I just say it real
Yeah.
quick. They also did the same thing to Bad Bunny during his halftime performance. I don't listen to Bad Bunny; it's not my style of music. But even I was just like, I hear you guys muting his mic and putting the backing track over it. What the fuck? Don't book him if you
Yeah.
don't like.
Don't book
and
them
they have
if
an
they
agenda.
if they say shit that you don't like.
Mm-hmm.
But it's that whole agenda shit. I can go on about that, bro. Don't get me started.
Yeah.
I can rant about the
Same.
agendas people have now. It's
That's why I like Green Day, and that's why they always resonated with me. In 2026, they're still starting shit with people they have no business starting shit with because fuck them. That's why, and I
Fuck
love that
'em, yeah.
attitude, and it stuck with me as a pissed off teenager. And I still get it. I'm still that pissed off teenager. I just have sciatica and a fucked up hip, but I'm still there.
and more money than it did in my freshman year.
Yeah, honestly, not much some days, but better most of the time.
I feel you there, brother.
And I will say this: I think what's her name is a completely slept on track on American Idiot. I don't know why people talk.
They call, what's her name?
See, DJ gets it. It's
Yeah.
so good, and nobody ever wants to talk about it. They're like, "Oh yeah, you like American Idiot?" Everyone hangs up on American Idiot, Boulevard of Broken Dreams, and Holiday, and I'm like,
What?
those are good, but
Oh.
there's way more good. There's a lot of
Also,
other good shit on there.
Yeah, there's a
And
lot
also,
more
when
than that.
September ends.
When September ends, 21 Guns.
Oh, dude.
No, just off
She's
of
a
the
rebel.
American Idiot
Yeah.
album. I even like outside of those. I'm not saying those are bad tracks. My favorite one has to be. Well, technically it's two, but the "Are We the Waiting," which ties into Saint Jimmy.
Probably the waiting's hard.
I love Saint Jimmy and "Are We the Waiting."
Yeah. American Idiot has some banger tracks, more than the ones that people just glaze. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love those tracks too, but there are more than just 3 tracks in the album that are good.
Because of the American Idiot album, I had to go up to my mom and ask her, "Hey, so mom, what's Novocaine and why does Billy Joe want it?"
Eat smacked?
Honey, what?
Did you get smacked?
No, she was just like, "Where did you hear that?" I played the music, and she was just like, "No." no, this is why I never wanted you listening to this music. I'm like, well, too late now. I have the CD. Physical media. God,
Uh,
that's why I oh, actually before I go on that tangent. So your first physical CD was Green Day?
Yeah.
Okay. So then we go down the bench, your first exposure versus your first owner.
I could not tell you what the first CD I officially ever owned was. We had a little CD store here in town. What the fuck was that called? It's where
Barney's.
Circuit City.
yeah, that one. No, Barney's. That's
Yeah, I
what it
know.
was called. Yeah. I'd go to Barney's once a week and pick out a new CD and just get it every week because I would just save up lunch money and not spend it on lunch. But
Had a
first
culture right there.
exposure that I guess I didn't buy the CD. I guess these ended up being mine though. I've said this in past recordings. A lot of my musical influence and taste came from my brother and his punk rock metal era when he was growing up being the skater punk that he is. But also on top of that, I had a lot of classic rock growing up, which came from my dad, stuff like The Doors, Led Zeppelin. You get that. You get where I'm going with that one. Not
Yeah.
Pink Floyd. Fuck them.
Fuck them.
But the two CDs I remember having the most, which I'm confident in saying I stole from my family members, would be Led Zeppelin 4, which had everybody knows the song, had the song Stairway to Heaven on it. I love
Yep.
that album. Don't care. And then probably stole that from my dad. The one I definitely stole from my brother that I know I took from him and I remember would be Metallica's Ride the Lightning album.
Ooh, strong
Ooh.
opener.
Strong.
Yeah. Those. I don't know how long I played those two CDs. I'm pretty sure I still have them somewhere fucking around here. I don't know. But
I don't think
I
it's too
remember
out of line
having
to say you caught Metallica at their peak.
when I was born, when they dropped albums in the 80s. No, I remember listening to those albums. Like, I remember having a CD player in my backpack with the cord going out the top for my headphones walking to school with that shit on.
Yes. Yes.
Yep,
Yes.
same.
Yes. Yes.
Yo, who bought cargo shorts just so they could fit that fucker in the pocket?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Especially for when I'm riding the bicycle. Oh yeah, had to have the CD
Classic.
still going.
I actually
Yeah, I
saved
don't-
up to buy one of the backpacks that had the port for the headphones to fit and like the little pocket for the CD.
Oh hell yeah, I remember those
Dude,
things.
I might
I
get
think
one
that's-
just for the nostalgia.
I think
Yeah,
that's
I
why
don't remember the
like,
first CD I bought at all to save my life.
real quick. I think that's
Maybe a
where
Slipknot album.
I think that's where I became a goth. It wasn't for the aesthetic. It was because the pockets were big enough to hold my CD player. Like that's where I got them. That's where the trip pants came into play. Like that, I have room for a CD player in here, and my house keys.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That must have been where my cargo obsession came from, I guess. Because I've always loved cargo shorts and cargo pants.
Hey man, they're comfortable. I agree with you there.
Now I want to go off on another tangent about this, related to the one that Mikey ripped into us about, because I mentioned bootlegging. We talked about piracy / emulating video games. Is another term for piracy. Is it piracy to burn a CD? Because we burned CDs, bud, back in the day.
Cannot say I have experience on that front.
LimeWire.
LimeWire, the fancy way of saying you might put your home computer at risk by trying to download this one thing, and hopefully it is what you're asking for.
I went through the home computer. Went through
Hell.
some shit.
The home computer is a war veteran.
I done seen some shit. LimeWire, then they shut down LimeWire, so you had to get FrostWire, which is just LimeWire 2.0.
Yep. And then when they shut that down, it was Napster, and then Napster caught the lawsuit.
And then by that point, they
Uh-huh.
finally had YouTube out, so you could just rip YouTube to MP3 website, which was pretty easy to do.
God, in hindsight now, it was so easy to just acquire music.
It's still very easy. There's
Oh, yeah, I
still
know.
MP3 rip websites for YouTube. I still use those from time to time.
Because like my main thing is the whole having like the physical copy of something. I still remember of my buddy Gary when I was in high school. He was like my hookup for CDs because he had the ability to burn CDs. I didn't know at the time what burning CDs was. I thought he was quite literally taking a lighter to a CD-ROM and then music would just appear on it. Yeah,
Oh, you were looking at me.
yeah.
I was lost.
I was just looking. I was just looking in general
Oh,
because I
there.
didn't
Sorry,
know.
I was lost in thought.
Yeah, because I didn't know what burning a CD meant. I didn't know burning a CD meant I'm taking this one music file from this CD or this computer and moving it into this one over here. All of a sudden, he has what's called an MP3 CD that has like over 100 songs on it. He's just like, "Hey, so this one should keep you good for a little while." And first song on it was the "Smooth Criminal" cover from Alien Ant Farm.
Best song Alien Ant Farm did.
That's the only Alien Ant song, farm song I know.
I was just talking about that at work today. It's so funny. So I have a hot take on this. If you're ready for another one of my rants for the fourth TED Talk this
Please.
episode,
Go ahead, sir. Floor is yours.
burning CDs. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna put on motionless for this one. Okay. Burning CDs is incredibly nuanced, and I actually mean that because 9 out of 10 times you could buy your CD, and it's kind of like the video game thing. You are legally allowed to burn that CD to your own device to make a backup or a copy should yours get damaged. That's totally normal. You can make yourself several copies as long as they are your copies and you own them. Totally fine. Totally fine. Not an issue. Where it gets into issue is people distributing, selling, or gifting burned copies of copyrighted music. You can't do that. So if I bought, let's just use American Idiot for an example, and then gave y'all a copy, that's illegal. But if I bought it, made a copy, and just kept it in my truck because I needed one for the house and one for my truck, totally fine. It was an honor system kind of thing, and I know everybody and their mother burned CDs, and before that they made mixtapes by recording shit off the radio because that was just the previous gen's tech. And people are thieves. Everyone wants to be a pirate. That's why Pirates of the Caribbean is so successful. That's why Black Flag's the best Assassin's Creed, and that's why deep in our bones we still yearn for the sea. Anybody who denies that's a fucking idiot and a coward. So the long and short of it is burning CDs was legal. Where the issue became was modifying them and distribution of any kind, because there were people who would burn CDs, load it on early audio editing files, and then make early shitty SoundCloud and LimeWire remixes. Like, I know everybody in this room heard a shitty Soulja Boy remix that had like extra bass and the fucking Modern Warfare horns and all kinds of bullshit thrown on it.
I think one of the funniest ones when it was because it was bootleg as shit. It was supposed to be Salt Shaker by the Yin Yang Twins, but it was a polytone.
Mhm.
And I was just
Mm.
I was still bopping to it because I'm just like, hey, this is as close as I'm getting to the real thing. Why the fuck not? Unless it mystically magically plays on the radio, my mom doesn't immediately turn the radio station. She's still adamantly against hip hop.
Does anyone remember when you would go to like a supermarket, like a grocery store or something, and some dude would approach you with a box full of DVDs, and hey, it'd be like, "Hey, I'm selling these. Want to buy some?"
That was me at the barbershop. There was that one dude who he had what you were looking for.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up?
I was gonna say, I don't know if you remember this, dude, but remember Food Mart?
Oh,
Oh yeah, poor memory unlocked. Anyways, so every time me and my family would go to a Food Mart, because that was our go-to place to get groceries, it was cheaper than Walmart and so much more variety and better and fresher ingredients. Anyways, miss you, Food Mart. But every time we would walk out, sometimes there'd be this guy just out in the parking lot with like a box and on straps and on him, and it would be just full of DVDs of movies. Some of them movies of like movies in theaters currently. It's one of those type, And you know these are bootleg, and someone just literally took a camera and put it in the movie theater and was recorded the entire thing, type of shit. But you know what? That is how we got some cheap ass $2 movies.
Dude, that was a part of the culture though. Like that's why I don't see anything wrong with it, because that's at the time that's just what you did. You didn't have the money to fucking buy to like if you didn't have the $20 to buy the movie straight out, you found the dude who had the bootleg because it was a cheap, maybe $5 if that, and it was better than nothing.
Dude, I still remember like a little cousin of mine would always say, "Yeah, get out of the fucking screen," because a dude in the middle of like Finding Nemo would just pop up and just walk off screen. He's like, "Get out of the way."
That reminds me of the Vine when some dude is trying to bootleg record Star Wars, but his flash is on, so he just goes, "Turn off your flash, you fucking moron." Boom! Bootlegging was just a part of the culture, and that's why I'm still okay with it. If you got a quality bootleg and I have the spare cash, I'll support your business. It's fine. I don't care. We're just admitting to all sorts of crimes.
Oh, fuck it, dude.
I'm not admitting to shit.
I'm not admitting anything. I didn't do it. I just bought the product
I
that I
made
was
my
given.
stances known.
Your stance is what?
I'm just making my stances known.
Nah, I don't care. I grew up a ghetto kid. Sue me.
For real.
But that
Oh
was
man. So,
Go ahead.
I was gonna ask if did anybody ever buy like any gas station CDs, like shit that wasn't like legit or mainstream. It was independent labels from a dude selling their CDs at a mall or at a concert or at a gas station, like a one-man operation, like, and not like he played the concert and then sold the CDs. Somebody outside of a concert that already existed selling CDs when they were not playing that night. Like, anybody ever bought any of those?
I cannot say I have.
Oh yeah. Oh, my buddy Casey. We were going to a Tech Nine show, and there was a dude who was selling his CDs outside of it. I'll support your local business. I'm not expecting great things, but I am at least willing to listen to it because it's a CD. I love CDs.
Mhm.
I give him $10. He gives me the CD. He asked me if I want to sign it, and I was just like, "Why?" He goes, "Because I'm going to be something someday, and then that signed CD is going to mean something." Yeah, okay. You got into my heartstrings. Sign it. The next day, I was going to the same Tech Nine concert, but in a different city with 2 other friends. That guy was there. He tried to sell me the CD again. I went to my buddy's car, pulled out the CD that I just bought. And I'm like, "I just got this from you yesterday." He goes, "Oh, you want another? Why would I want a second one?" You know what? I like the game. I'll buy a second one and sign that one too.
It's so funny because the whole reason I brought this up is because at a gas station here in town by this fool's old house.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good. We ran into. We're literally just pumping gas, about to go to a family function, and this guy's got a little fold-out table, not like a full-size one, the little card one that is like 3 feet long and like a foot and a half wide. And he's selling CDs, and all of his signs are written in Sharpie on a piece of white poster board that's been cut up to fit the different sides of the table. And he's just got the CDs, and he's in a hoodie, and he's like, and don't get me wrong, dude's charismatic as hell, very well put together. Hey, this is who I am. I make music, blah, blah, blah. I kind of have this sound. And like, he made a good sales pitch, and my uncle bought like 3 CDs. I ended up getting one of them. And he's like, "Yeah, man, autograph these. You're going to be big someday." I don't know if he ever made it big, but he's on Spotify now. And like, I still listen to his music. It was that good. Dude's name is Empty Mind, spelled with Y for anybody who wants to check it out. But that was not an uncommon thing back in the day, in the era of physical media when CDs were the hot shit. Independent artists. I have family members who are still chasing the music career who got started making CDs and selling out of the back of their cars. Fucking, actually, we got a friend, DJ 40 mobbing the slap wagon. He's still got my family's old Honda Odyssey that he's driving to shows, performing in a gangster rap show, and then selling shit out of the back of a Honda Odyssey. Fucking CDs, shirts, whatever, dude. He's flipped that thing twice. Oh my god, the physical media game bred the hardest musicians out there, in my opinion.
That's why I just want to give flowers to J. Cole, because J. Cole's taking it back where he's touring, quote unquote, touring out of his car and selling his CD to people out of his car.
That's
So
wild.
basically, hey, so this is how I started. This is what I'm gonna do. Especially since he's on his way out the door. He's not dying, but he's retiring. But
He's not dying. We just gotta clear the air.
I realized as I was saying it, that sounds like the guy's about to kick the bucket. But yeah, since he's retiring, he's going out with a bang, and it's just, hey, I'm gonna go sell my CDs out of my car because that's what I did to get here, and that's what I'm gonna do before I go out. I have so much respect for that.
That's a gangster move, and like you really got to appreciate the hustle it took. Because right now, I get it. Making music is still hard. You still take a lot of risks. You have to do a lot more to stand out. But you can literally do what we're doing right here, where you say hit record on a program and then upload to the internet, and you're done. You've distributed. Now you just click around and share on social media. These motherfuckers, and that part of why I respect the hell out of ICP, even though I don't like their music. They have like 3 good songs. They went out and made that fucking dream happen with a shitty old van and just a can-do attitude. And they promoted the hell out of themselves, and they sold physical copies, and they marketed, and they did crazy shit for like stunts and media. Nobody else is gonna market or grind or promote that hard these day and age. Those old school motherfuckers had to earn every bit of it, and I don't think we're ever gonna see musicians quite like that ever again.
Probably ICP where they can get away with throwing shit at audience members and not risk getting sued for it.
Don't care for their music, but I respect that one of them has a fursuit and goes to fucking furry conventions with his kid.
Because like only at an ICP concert, you could potentially get concussed by a carbonated and overly shaken bottle of Fago, and then you're just like, yeah, it's a part of the culture. I can't see anymore, but it's fine. No, I don't
It's like
plan on suing them.
It's like going to a Guar show. Fake blood in the face, can't see anything in the mosh pit. It's just an accident waiting to happen. But you're there because you love them, and it's part of the culture.
Slap, slap, slap you around. Sorry.
You learn who can take a money shot at a Guar show.
Jesus fuck.
Honestly, yeah. Yeah. I'm just saying, your boy didn't even blink. He screamed, but he didn't blink.
I saw a chick that I used to have a crush on at a Guar show just take a full load. I was like, damn, nice.
Nice.
Like that right there. I think I'm into that.
I was like, I could date you for sure.
Fucking hell. And again, and this is why I love the fact that we're reminiscing about all this, because again, at the end of the day, I'm just wanting to spread the love and talk about how great it was to just have that physical memory. Like again, it's not media related, but like buying concert tees, it's a memento. Whether you wear it anymore or not, same thing with CDs, whether you listen to them anymore or not, or you don't have the ability to listen to them anymore. I would never, ever, if it's within my power, unless my mother gets rid of my shit, would never get rid of my physical media. Like that's why I still have all of my video games that I've bought, whether I can play them or not, because it's a history, it's a story, it's your story of like how you evolved, whether it be as a gamer or as just like a music enjoyer, and you could see your trail of what got you to listen to the type of music that you listen to now. I'm losing my train of thought.
You just stared into my soul, unblinking. Like, what am I supposed to say to that?
No, dude, I'm getting slightly emotional just thinking about it because I'm reminiscing about the history of like all the stuff that I physically own, and I'm like, wow, that's something that I did. That's something that I listened to. That's something that I played, and it's just hitting me in waves. Just thinking about it, like picturing all my stuff. Just please don't fall over. I hit my microphone. Sorry, everybody. But seeing, just imagining all the stuff, like all the physical pieces that I still have laid out in front of me, and I'm like, that's my journey, and it's not done yet. And I think that's a beautiful thing.
I get it, dude. That's why I got my office set up the way it is. I've got all my video game media on my left. I got all my rock and roll shit on the right. I've got my anime stuff going up on the main wall because I have a lot of that. But you know, you kind of want to appreciate everything you've really enjoyed over life, because some people chase fads, some people fucking go with what's popular and like what'll help them fit in. When you're really about something and you enjoy it, you want to keep that shit as part of you. And I completely get where you're like, ah, fuck, dude, that's been my journey. That's kind of like why I really dig the aesthetic of like battle jackets and like punk. And I fucked that up. Um, Fashion, because everything's old. It's nothing new, and like you build it and you make it yours and you carry it through your entire journey. That's why I really love shit like that. It's the same kind of thing as keeping your physical media, and then especially with consoles, you don't leave them alone. You build them, you add storage, you add modern cables and hardware. You enjoy and relive the story time and time again. It's so fun, and I think a lot of people are gonna be losing that experience in a culture of a digital media agreement instead of a purchase.
That's kind of like what I'm hoping to like get from myself when I move out to California is just that when I go out there, I want to be able to just go and find things, even get things that I like, that I also want to just represent. Like, hey, this is me. This is what I enjoy, and I just want to start building that, because as of right now, it's so bare bones from whatever I possess. It's just like I might as well just be your plain, average, boring Joe that everyone just totally misses. It has no second thought about, because I don't really have anything like that that speaks or says that, hey, this is Dravo, or this is what
Until
he
you get
likes.
there.
Yeah.
Well,
Tell
actually,
everybody you're practicing a stoic minimalism and act superior, and that'll be your cover until you get there.
yeah, be table, be table.
Be table, do what table does.
But
Yeah.
even then, dude, like hearing some of the things that you've had to say and expressing some of the memories that you have over the course of, like, the movie, your movie interest and your music interest and the games that you played, you have a story and you have a journey and you've shared it with our audience, and I think and I still think that that's beautiful. And you're also younger than us, so your story ain't done yet, goddamn. You're going to be moving to
Honestly, yeah.
California, and you're about to write a whole crazy ass chapter, maybe even two. Holy shit! I'm honestly intimidated. Like, he's going to move to California, and I don't know
You're
what's about to happen.
intimidated. I'm intimidated. The last 10, 15 plus years, I've been in small towns where I barely see or talk to anyone, and everyone that is in this town, I know.
Because I have a feeling this man's going to influence you to just, like, snort a line of creatine before you do a wall of death, and then I won't know you anymore.
But you know what? I'm
Dude, we
okay.
don't
I'm
live
okay with
anywhere
that, though.
near where he's going. He's so far from us. He still may as well be in another state.
Hey, I'm just saying, if he does that to me at Aftershock, I'm not gonna deny it or complain. I'll go with it. Fuck it.
He's just going to be like, "Go on, Dravo, take some, take some." Peer pressure.
Don't tempt me.
But
I'll do it. I'll hold him down.
Oh, you hold him
I'll put.
down.
I'll load a whole bunch into a straw and shoot it up his nose, just straight up there.
I still love that. What's that guy doing? Oh, he's packing a lip full of pre-workout. What? Yeah, that's my buddy. He's very excited for this.
Gotta
Oh,
gum
God.
it sometimes to get the full flavor.
Do what you got to do, man. I took a triple shot of Jack Daniels, and I was fucking ready.
Yeah. When you get older, you need to start taking buffs.
Yeah, you have to. Your fucking concert kit goes from battle jacket and a small bottle to sneak in to ibuprofen, insoles in my shoes. Got to have an ace bandage somewhere nearby for when I eventually fucking sprain something. Yeah, it's not as much fun.
I think that's the one downside to, like, getting old and realizing that I'm getting old, is the fact that, as you said, I remember going to concerts where I'm like, I got no food in my stomach, but I had a 5-hour energy, and I just fucking shotgunned a Monster BFG. I'm good. Now I'm like, okay, hold on, let me make sure I ate breakfast, Do we get lunch on the way? It might give you the bubble guts. Multivitamin. Will
Yep.
I need compression socks? I think
You
we're
know,
good.
yeah, I'm glad you said that. I might use some compression socks for aftershock.
You know what? Good shout.
Compression socks are so good. I'm wearing them right now. They're just comfortable. I don't even care.
I'll still never get over that one girl that was so prepped for Warped Tour. Pink ace compression bandages on ankles and wrists. Pink fucking mouth guard, hair tied up in a pink band. I'm like, she's ready to kill somebody. Holy shit. She's like 5'2", 124 pounds, just fucking people up at the Kubla Khan's pit.
Yeah, she's ready for a war that nobody else knew was about to be had.
Oh, dude, she worked customer service for sure. For sure. You don't just wake up that angry. You got to put up with some people's horse shit. Like, that is. Drinking.
She 3-point squatted like an NFL lineman and went, "The customer's not always right. Die!"
Woke up drinking a frothy cup of piss in the morning.
Yeah, because we're gonna be closing out here shortly. We're still gonna go around the table. I want to get everybody's like thoughts, like last thoughts and statements about everything that we talked about, because we kind of unpacked a lot, and honestly feels kind of good. But so, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached outro time. Thank you very much. You made it to the end of this. I want to know what you guys think. Like, let us know down below. What are some of your earliest memories of like physical media that you could just hold on to? Because again, I still have a fear that this all goes away at some point. I hope it doesn't. But let us know what brought you here. What's your journey? What's your story? So we're gonna start. We're actually, you know what? We're gonna start with Mikey. We're gonna go weird. We're gonna go wonky.
Sorry, what was the question?
Your thoughts and closing statements on this entire episode that we just talked about.
Fucking
Oh,
A. It's gonna
okay.
be another fucking episode.
All right, we get some samurai rolling. So, my thoughts and closing statements. I have to say, I very much enjoyed our little talk today. It's been a lot of fun tripping down memory lane and doing the comparison of like where I started and where my boys started, like how we all kind of fell into this crazy ass culture that is missed by people who weren't live there. Who didn't live it. It's so good. I know a lot of people wishing they were in the 90s. And I'm like, you were born in 2004. What fuck are you on about? Like, what are you? I'm having a blast with this. I have some hope for the future because vinyl's back. People are getting back into building MP3s and iPod-esque devices that are open source.
Oh my god, iPod.
Dude, people are making like MP3 and MP4 players that are like the iPod. What was the big one that you had that had hella storage, Thomas?
It was just an iPod.
Yeah. Okay, whatever. They're making
I don't
those,
remember
but they're cracked out with solid state drivers and micro USBs. So they have massive storage and like big HD screens. Like people are getting back into making the cool shit that defined our generation. So I have some hope there. I know there's going to be speed bumps. I know there's going to be troubles. Yeah, no, that's kind of where I'm at right now. Like, I'm very happy. I had a good time. Sorry if I got a little unhinged. And for everybody who's been out there enjoying this, I don't know about you, but I feel you could take me higher to a place where blind men see. And I'm going to stop right there before we get smacked with the DMCA.
Then you down there, Commando.
What's the question?
Any thoughts and closing statements? Anything you want to say to the people considering this episode and reminisce?
Fucking Brainstorm 1 and 2 over there.
Yeah, the beautiful people.
The beautiful people.
I don't think it'll all this if all this nonsense of digital media did disappear and we lost the thousands of dollars people spend on their games and movies and whatnot. I have several CD cases still full of movies, some bootlegged, some bootleg from people's family members that may or may not be in this recording right now. Cannot confirm or deny that statement. But I also I have a Nintendo 64 right there, a GameCube right over there, 2 PlayStation 1s up there, a PS2. Like, I'd be set still. I have plenty of games to make me happy. I still have the South Park N64 game where you piss on snowballs and throw them at turkeys. All right. I love that shit. That shit makes me happy to my soul.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it'll all disappear. I feel like they've marketed enough and got enough money at this point to where they could survive. But if it did, I'd be fine. And then I'd go back to the good old days of having my friends come over. We stay up all night, split screen a game, and beat it in one sitting.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I'd be so down for that.
I know I'm a little bit older, so it might be hard, and I'm gonna need my coffee at 1 a.m. But shit, I'll get the job done. And I don't know. I miss having a CD player, but I also don't hate having Spotify and everything I ever wanted to listen to readily available to me
Oh
at
yeah.
the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very much 50-50 on it, as in I enjoy where the new age is, but I understand the fears and the problems that exist with it. So I keep my old stuff around because at the same time, I'm a collector. I have vinyls. I have PlayStation 2 games. I have PlayStation 1 games. I have comic books that I recently found at my parents' house. I found a collection of my old Spawn comic books that I get to start growing up again and start finding more Spawn. Yes, it's like the one comic series I consistently invest into. So I guess my final thought is, if you want to actually 100% own whatever it is you want to buy without a doubt, go buy a physical copy of it. Make sure you have something tangible that you can grab, you can look at and be like, this is mine. Nobody can take this from me, despite what they might think or try to do.
Mm-hmm.
If not, then risk it for the brisket.
Then you, Blue?
Yo ho.
Yo ho.
Got a lot of love from.
Playing. Like, right now, if I'm just thinking about just everything going away, I'd say for me, it'd be pretty devastating, because then I wouldn't have anything. But hopefully, I plan on changing that. I definitely want to go out there and just invest some things. I definitely want to start collecting older games and consoles and stuff. Probably find something like what Mikey has, where he has like a fucking 8,000 plus PS2 games on a like cracked PS2 like console.
Jailbroken.
I know that, and soft modded, hard modded. I know some spots down there where we could definitely get the hookup. So yeah, we can
For
definitely look into that.
Don't worry.
sure. I
We'll
definitely
take a
want
weekend trip down to visit you and show you some shit.
to be shown the ropes around here, because it's gonna be scary, man. I haven't been in the city and actually lived in a city in like 15 plus years. Ever since I left Phoenix, I was a little kid, so I barely remember that.
Good luck. That city stresses me the fuck out just visiting.
Oh, I know. I visited there for like a weekend and saw my grandpa, and man, I saw some shit on just a day.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Bro,
it's gonna be wild. It's gonna take some getting used to, but I am definitely looking forward to just going out there, finding new opportunities, and just shit, even maybe finding some collectible things and buying some things that I can't get out here.
That's fair.
collectibles for sure. Because there's a time when me and this guy were in LA, and it's 3:30 in the morning, and we decided to walk into a gas station and buy Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't have a lot of adult supervision growing up, guys.
So yeah,
It's worse now though, because we're the adults, and then my parents, who are also the adults, fucking running off in the random back alleys and shit. My dad's like, "Yo, I saw Ultraman figure in the window. I'm gonna be back," and then we just lost him. I'm like, "Where the fuck did he go?"
fuck.
He bought it, by the way.
Your old man
Shit.
sounds like a blast.
He's a fucking character.
you remember
My
that
God.
fucking movie with Ultraman and Godzilla in it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad it's not
Dog, they
just me.
did a short film with
wasn't a fever
Ultraman and Evangelion.
That
Yeah.
sounds horrible.
So
It's great. You haven't seen? Oh, we gotta watch that. It's like 15 minutes. It's gonna be dope.
so
I haven't seen Evangelion.
definitely looking forward. What?
That's my next watch since it's on Netflix. I'm going to start watching Evangelion too.
Yeah, just one of
Hold
those
up,
ones
I
that
gotta-
never caught me.
Hold on.
I gotta call an idiot real quick.
He's calling the gecko.
I swear, if he calls me, for the bit, this fool's about to call me, dude. I'm not
Right.
answering.
That's
Not
the dynamic
answering.
friendship. That's the dynamic
Fuck.
friendship. We're just like, okay, I got to go call the idiot.
Ah, he's not
just like,
answering.
oh, your brother?
Hey, yo, bitch! I know you know who I am. Don't be like this. Yeah, we may need to cut that if it picked up his last name.
I don't think it did.
No, it did not.
I don't know. Okay, cool, dope.
Did you call your brother?
No, I called Commando.
What the fuck do you think?
I don't know. His brother watches Evangelion.
And let's be honest, if anyone even just looks at our description and goes to his fucking Instagram, they're gonna know it anyways.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair.
I'm not a hard person to find. I worked in the public for a while, so anybody that sees these promotions can probably take a guess at who I am.
I try to be polite.
But
I still,
yeah, no, just going out there, I'm just looking forward to just being able to just expand my horizons, because being cooped up in a small little town of like maybe 1,000 people at most, and living in a state that every town is so far apart, if you don't have a car, you're fucked.
Mm.
So yeah, it's just going out there. I'm definitely looking forward to just finding things that I enjoy at a more easier, attainable way. Probably gonna be a lot of money, but if I like it that much, it'll be worth it in
shit.
my opinion. Nice.
Yes. Spend a couple of years, build the foundation,
Yeah.
figure
'Cause
out what you want
I
to do.
want to
And
get
if it's too much,
shelves of shit I like, of figurines, fucking posters, all kinds of shit. Gaming consoles and games that I don't have or see anywhere. I want it all. And
Oh, yeah.
And I want it now.
and maybe some furry memorabilia, but we'll see about that.
so basically quoting the other guys.
plenty of that shit in that town. Oh yeah, you're gonna be near the fashion district, so you'll see some shit, my guy.
Which is great, because I want to definitely update my freaking wardrobe from plain tees and black jeans.
Yeah,
That's
you
not
gotta
what
do
we're
something
talking
about
You're gonna
that.
see some weird shit, dog.
Wait, do you know what the fashion district is?
I think I do, because I went around Hollywood and LA quite a lot.
Long story short, it's a place where you can buy the supplies to make clothes. So all the designers roll in and buy shit hella cheap or buy in bulk. That's where people who are hardcore like fursuit makers buy the top end stuff, because you could buy it in bulk at hella cheap. So you'll just see a random little white lady in a Kia Soul start packing that bitch full of faux fur, and I mean like to the windows are bowing kind of full, and they'll build the craziest shit with it.
And you know what? If I see that, I'm gonna approach and be like, "Hey, you wouldn't have to be a fursuit maker, would you?"
You'd be like, so pause up. What are we doing here? Like,
Like, hey, I may or may not be looking. Just saying, would be nice to have
What?
a face the person that's making my shit.
This is the
Right.
longest outro we've ever had.
I'm just sitting here waiting. Goddamn.
Yeah, this is supposed to be outro moment, guys. Fucking cut
I
it.
don't care.
Hey, I'm just saying,
It's not my bedtime yet. I'm chilling.
I'm running on 3 hours of sleep. I'm okay. Give me, if I have an episode of energy, just let me have it.
Especially when we came back from break and he was asleep in his chair.
Oh my god. Anyway,
You're not gonna see that, but it
I'm
happened.
not gonna see it, but it happened. Mikey woke me up and he didn't even know.
Singing Creed.
Singing Creed.
Wake me up inside.
Anyways, I'm done.
But no. So But closing statements from me. This is where I tell all of you, if you have any sort of like your physical media or merchandise from like shows and concerts that you've been to, hold on to them because it's a bit of your history. It's your story. It shows how far you've come, where you've been, what you've seen, and what you've done. Always hold on to that. I'm not saying any of this stuff is gonna go away like Steam or anything, but and I do love the like how easily accessible all the stuff is, such as Steam and Spotify. But every now and again, it's nice to just go back and look at my physicals of what I do have, such as, you know, my Mesmerized CD for System of a Down, or my actual physical copies of my Xbox 360 games like Halo Reach and all that fun stuff. It's nice to just sit back and go, hey, this is mine. And that's what I want you guys to have when you take away from this. Go back and look at your stuff and just reminisce. Picture those memories. Look down at whatever it is and go, this belongs to me. And nobody can take that away from you. But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for hanging out with us on this episode of the NoSkill Podcast. We will see all of you in the next one. Goodbye.